Hello, everyone. Welcome to eHave Indonesia 2020 Goes Online. My name is Harris, and I'm going to be moderating this webinar. This webinar is going to be presented by Samuel from Hotelschool The Hague. Please stay tuned until the end of this webinar because we will have question and answer sessions. If you have any questions regarding the presentations or anything related to the country's higher education, please submit your questions in YouTube's comment section anytime throughout the presentations. Now, without any further ado, please welcome Mr. Samuel. Time is yours.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Let me just share my screen with you guys so that we can get this presentation started. My name is Samuel Sprenius Waters, as your colleague just introduced, and I'm one of the international account managers here at Hotelschool The Hague, the best hospitality business school in the Netherlands. And I'm really happy to be able to present to you all today and to share with you some of the main reasons why we should be the destination of your choice for your higher education. Today, I'm going to give you a brief information session of around 15 minutes about Hotelschool The Hague and what makes us unique and different from other hospitality business schools around the world. So let's start off a little bit with an introduction to our university. Well, we are actually the second oldest hospitality business school in the world. We were started in 1929. For those of you that have good math skills, you're telling me through the virtual ways that we are 92 years old. And that is correct. We've been doing this for a very long time. And that's why we are the second oldest hospitality business school in the world and the oldest one by far in the Netherlands. On the top left-hand corner there, you see our first intake of students, actually. Back then, unfortunately, it was only men allowed. In the 20s, we lived in a very different world. And they were started, they joined Hotelschool, actually, because their fathers, the gentlemen stood behind them, wanted to create a university that provided their sons with the training and education needed for them to successfully take over their hospitality business in the future. So lots of these guys were hotel owners or hospitality professionals, and they were looking to open a hospitality business university in order to give their sons the training and teaching methods that they required. So we were really started by the industry for the industry back in 1929. Happy to say now that we have 2 international campuses with both male and females, obviously on campus, a 50-50 split between the two. First campus was started in The Hague, so that's our original campus. It's actually going through a massive renovation right now. I will give you a little bit more details about that later. And our second campus, where I'm sitting right now, actually, is in Amsterdam, the capital city of the Netherlands. So 2 of the main cities here in the Netherlands that we are represented in, and that's just because, you know, we really wanted to be in the heart of an operation with lots of amazing hotels around us. And that's why we decided to have our education take place with or The Hague, living here on campus in our amazing facilities. So you will live, breathe, and study Hotelschool The Hague for the first year of your education. But I will tell you a little bit more about that later. This is what we call SCOTEL, your student living hotel. It's always good to know about our rankings. Well, as you can see, we're one of the best ranked hospitality business schools in the world, actually. Top 5 ranked on QS World Rankings, amongst lots of our Swiss friends and partners and some US universities. We're the only Dutch university represented within the top 10 of hospitality business schools. So when looking at universities in the Netherlands for hospitality business, we truly are the only internationally recognized #1 hospitality school. We've been #1 in the Netherlands for the last 7 consecutive years, so we're really happy about that. In some of those years, we've even been best hospitality business school for both the public and the private sector. We are a publicly funded hotel school, though, so we are represented with the Dutch government, and that will be reflected in our pricing as well, which I'll tell you a little bit more about later. Our main opportunity that we offer is our Bachelor of Arts in Hospitality Business Management, but we also do have a very strong and highly recorded MBA program. However, I will focus more on the Bachelor program within this presentation. If you do have questions about our MBA or our upcoming master's programs, please do get in contact with me and I can refer you to the correct person. So what about that renovation that I was talking about? Well, here you can see an impression about how our new campus in The Hague will look like. It's a multi-million euro investment, and we're creating a brand new campus, actually on the facilities of the old campus, but bringing it up to the 21st century. Our old campus, though we loved it, it was 53 years old and was due for a renovation. And that's why we're bringing the 21st century living and working environment into the educational context of your campus as well. Amsterdam campus was started in 2012, and where I am right now is very modern and new already. So then we're happy to report that we will have 2 modern, exciting campuses for all of our students to enjoy. So Hospitality Business School, what does that mean? Well, the main characteristics of Hotelschool The Hague can be described within 3 main aspects. The first aspect I would say would be the Hospitality Business School. That means that, yes, everything you learn is within the context of hospitality. However, we are a business school at heart, meaning that everything that you do learn can be taken into many different industries and sectors outside of the hospitality industry once you graduate. And that is because we're really combining theory with real life experience. And this is something that not just hospitality businesses want, but all industries and businesses want around the world. We're able to give our students real life management experience. So that means when they graduate after 4 years, they already have 1 year of working experience under their belt. That's a really attractive proposition for lots of industries and lots of businesses that want people with real life experience, not just academic understanding, but something that is able to back up that academic understanding with understanding of hard work, determination, and resilience. And that is something that the hotel industry, the hospitality industry teaches you really well. You can see here that 80% of what we do is still academic learning. So that will be independent study, working in teams, creating group work, as well as handing in your thesis, your research thesis at the end of the study. Though we're a University of Applied Science, by no means are we less academic. We actually do have a heavy research component within our program as well, and you will have to create a research document, a thesis, by the end of your hotel school experience. So what about these courses that we offer? Well, some of the courses, such as revenue management, are things where you can look at a perspective of what tools do we use in the industry in order to maximize our revenue, in order to maximize the amount of money that could be made within this business or corporation. Invented by the airline industry, revenue management is a fascinating tool where you're able to look at how you can use different software and tools in order to ensure that every revenue stream that you're getting is at the maximized amount of money as possible. It's a great course that is taught by professionals from the industry. We hire people that have worked in the industry and that have not been career professors. They have to have come from industry perspective in order to give us how it works in the real world as well, and not, again, just through looking at books of academics. We have courses such as strategy development, where you're really able to develop a strategy for a real life working company. Some companies that we've worked for in the past, such as the Four Seasons Hotel in Miami, Secret Escapes, or the Grand Hyatt in Berlin, or the Four Seasons in London, for example. They approached Hotelschool The Hague and they said, look, we have this problem with our property, or we have this problem with our company. Do your students have any good ideas of how we can assist, how they can assist in this? Our students will then meet with the company, with the professionals as well, and really look at how we can change the outlook of that company. And this can be really implemented into the real life company that when you're there. So it's showing you again that we're combining not just academics, but also giving you real life living and working experience. So what about those 2 internships? Well, as I said, the first internship is in the 2nd year and has to be in a 4 to 5-star hotel. The second internship is in the 4th year and has to be in a has to be in a company related to hospitality. And that is your management internship. Let's have a look at how some of our previous graduates have gone on to work in different fields.
How do I see my future? I want to make the world a better place. I want to learn from it, give back, and contribute to something bigger than me. experience, and improve. I want to be proud of who I am and be respected for my compassion, my skills, my knowledge, and my strengths. This way, I can motivate and inspire others. When I push myself to reach my own limits, I know I will grow beyond my wildest imagination. I want to feel part of something. Something bigger, part of a network of like-minded people. To share ideas and to learn from each other. I believe that you should be the change you want to see in the world. So how do I see my future? I know my future is bright.
So that's just a video to show you three different opportunities where graduates have worked at three very different roles. So one of them was an executive chef for a Michelin-starred restaurant here in Amsterdam. The other was a general manager of a luxury hotel, and the other was a business consultant. So as you can see, there are three very different roles coming out of those three different graduating prospects. And that's just to show you that Hotelschool The Hague is more than just a hospitality business school. We're really training you to be future compassionate leaders, managers of the future, and those are needed in every company, in every industry. So where do our alumni work? Well, you can see here that most of our alumni are still working in operations. Around 60% of them go into direct level of operations within hospitality. So things like general management, hotel management, front office management, and food and beverage management. 1/3 of our alumni start their own company, so doing things within their own company. So, for example, their own business, their own restaurant, their own bar, or their own app, their own consultancy company. This is to show that hospitality and business go hand in hand, and that you can actually start your own company once you graduate Hotelschool The Hague. Other jobs like international sales, business development, and human resources, these are all jobs you can expect a few years after graduating. Our alumni are also working all around the world. Here you can see just some of our alumni chapters of where we're represented in many different countries all around the world, where we host events, get together, networking events, and see each other in order to keep the hotel school community strong and proud. We have over 15,000 graduates now from all around the world, living, working, and representing Hotel School on a global scale. So what about the costs, if this is something that sounds like the university that would be to your liking? Well, as you can see, the costs are still very affordable in comparison to some of our other hospitality business schools that are out there. For those of you that are from Indonesia, you will be looking at the non-European Union student column, which is the one on the right-hand side. And as you can see, the first year is quite a lot more expensive. The reason is because that is including your living costs of living on campus and including breakfast and dinner, which is included within the first year tuition fee. The end total is just under 66,000 euros, and does mean that you do have to have some kind of disposable income in order to afford this, as I understand that is still quite a lot of money. However, when you look at the price quality ratio compared to other hotel schools, we really are the highest ranked hospitality business school in the world at the lowest price. And that is because we have the Dutch government to thank. The Dutch government will support you and pay for a lot of your education, and that is why we can offer a world-leading education that is a top 5 ranked university without breaking the bank. However, if you did want to have some financial aid, for example, if you wanted to look into grants or if you wanted to look into governmental loans, please look at duo.nl, this website down here. It's a great resource for you where you can find out more from the Dutch government that can help you support your education at Hotel School. For those of you wondering, scholarships are not a huge aspect of studying in Holland and are often not provided from universities. We do offer 2 scholarships, the Holland Scholarship and the Orange Tulip Scholarship. If you do have interest in those, please contact me directly. I will give my email at the end of this and my phone number where you can contact me and we can discuss the possibilities of a scholarship. If this is really sounding like this is something that you want to do and become a future hospitality business leader, then I recommend you apply sooner rather than later. You first have to apply on StudyLink, where you will then be sent your application on Osiris. This is where you actually fill in the CV, the motivation letter, your grade list, and some reference letters have to be uploaded onto our own platform, Osiris. This is where you submit your application. To join us in August 2021 or February 2022, the application is now open. Please do find all the information on hotelschool.nl in order to submit your application. Once you submit your application, we hope to invite you to a selection day. A selection day is really where we select the best students to join our hospitality business school. Since we are a competitive school to get into, due to us being very highly ranked and affordably priced, we do have a lot of applications per year, and that means we do have to be a selective program. That does not mean that you will never be selected, of course not. If you prepare well and offer a good opportunity in terms of showing us why you are the perfect candidate for Hotelschool The Hague, and get in contact with your recruiters like me, we can assist you with the selection procedure. You will have to do a role play, a small interview and a pitch, as well as an English and math test in order to get selected to join Hotelschool The Hague. If you pass all 3 of these components, then you'll be invited to join us in either August or February. Since COVID-19 has had a huge impact on us, we obviously offer the offline and online version of our selection day, meaning that if you want to join us, you do not need to travel to the Netherlands in order to do the selection procedure, and you can do that online with us, or join us in Bangkok or Singapore, where we will also be offering offline selection days in May and June of 2021. The bachelor program looks a little bit like this, as I just said, starting either in August or February, 4 years long. And this is the kind of subjects that you can look at and achieve. As you can see, in the first year, you do need to live on campus, our Scotel, remember, and this is where you'll live and study with your fellow students and fellow international compatriots. Just to recap the characteristics here, as I said, the hospitality school aspect, that we are still a business administration school at heart, meaning that everything you learn can be applied into many different industries across many different contexts. We're an extremely international school with over 75 different nationalities represented, meaning that you will meet people from all around the world. Lastly, we're really small scale, and we like to keep our classes to a maximum of 25 people per class to ensure that you have the teacher by name and the teacher knows you by name as well, hence building upon your network and building upon your whole experience as a student. Can you imagine yourself sitting in a classroom of 300 students wanting to put up your hand and ask a question in front of everyone? Most people would say no, and that's why we believe that large-scale learning is not effective, and we like to keep it small and small scale. These are the kind of internships where we send our students to. For example, you can see all different levels of hotels here, like the Ritz-Carlton in Hong Kong, the Hay Adams in Washington, DC, the Savoy in London, for example, the Hilton in Bora Bora, or the W in Barcelona. You name it, we send you all around the world. And on your management internship, the second internship, we also send you to many different companies outside of the hospitality industry, such as Nike, KLM, Heineken, or Louis Vuitton. That is why we truly believe that Hotelschool The Hague is your passport to the future. We offer you a world-leading heritage hospitality business degree, started in 1929, offering you a history that we're very proud of and the second oldest school in the world. We're an international school offering you 100% English university. No Dutch is required on campus, and we only offer our program 100% in English. The best price quality ratio and a number 5 world ranking by QS World Rankings. 2 campuses in The Hague and Amsterdam, with an amazing worldwide network giving you 2 international placements. If this sounds like the ideal place for you, you can apply already today by going on to hotelschool.nl. You can email study@hotelschool.nl for any generic questions. and follow us on all of our social media. And if you had any specific questions for me now, I'm happy to take them. Or please email me at s.waters@hotelschool.nl. And also remember to join our open days. You can find all of the information on hotelschool.nl as well. And you can actually register straight away through following that link. So did we have anyone here for any questions?
All right, thank you very much, Samuel, for your presentation. Yes, we do have several questions for you. The first
Excellent.
one is actually related to the current condition, which is we are in the middle of pandemics. We believe that somehow it will also impact the hospitality industry in the future, right? So is there any new thing that Hotel School The Hague has taken for applications for future students in order to make them safe, number one. And number two, after they graduated, because we also believe that I think the pandemic will somehow change the future of hospitality industry. At least it will give impact to the hospitality industry in the future. Maybe you can have tell us a little bit sneak peek about what will happen in the future.
Of course. Well, I'll tackle the first question. We are prioritizing, obviously, the health and safety of all of our students. And the first year students have a priority for us. And we believe that if you are going to university as a first year student, your whole idea is to live and breathe and experience that university, the city, and that student life. And that is why we guarantee that all first year students can come on campus for face-to-face learning. Of course, you will be mandatory to wear a mask. We have Hotel School branded masks here, and there's many precautions. I have a big bottle of hand sanitizer next to me here, and they're in every single room. Our ventilation system as well is 100% from outside air, meaning that we do not get internal air redistributed. And we're happy to say that we do not have an outbreak of cases on campus on either Amsterdam or the Hague campus currently. Of course, there has been a huge impact, but we want to make sure that the first year students have that experience. Now, for the next intake, which will be in February 2021, it's already full, actually. So the only time that students can join would be August 2021. And we do not expect there to be much of an impact left from COVID-19 on the actual education. We already see that hotels and all of our partners are very keen to get the interns back and to get the ball rolling again when it comes to operating and getting the business up and running. We also see from reports that there will be a very high appetite for people to travel once the vaccine is confirmed. So the news is looking very positive for our industry, and we're actually expecting a big increase in demand within the next few years once the vaccine has been finalized, because people want to get out of their hometown. People want to get out of their laptop. I cannot sit in front of my computer anymore. I can tell you, I'd much rather be in Indonesia, speaking to you guys in person and connecting with you on a real basis. So I believe, and I truly feel that once the vaccines have been approved, you will see a big increase in the hospitality sector. However, on a last note, we're very lucky because we have positioned ourselves very early on as a business school. And as I said throughout the presentation, 40% of our graduates are going outside of the hospitality industry before COVID even started. So before COVID, we had a lot of graduates not working in the hospitality industry. And we believe that since COVID has happened, we will see an increase in that. But we have, as I said, 40% of our graduates going outside of the hotel industry and 1/3 of them starting their own company. So COVID won't stop them from their success and from joining the industry or going outside of the industry.
Oh, wow. So there are still a lot of opportunities ahead, right, in the future, not only in the hospitality industry itself, but also outside the hospitality industry that can be achieved through Hotel School The Hague. Right.
Of course,
Okay.
and there's a lot of innovation, you know. There's a lot of this is the time where people can innovate. You know, Uber was created during the financial crash. Amazon was created during the early crash in the 90s. So when there is a crisis, there's big companies and big success that can be made from it.
So it could be one of the webinar participants. Okay, so for next
Yes, let's see,
questions,
hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. So for next questions, can someone apply for, the question is related to master degree. Can someone apply for hospitality master degree or hospitality related field if the bachelor degree background is different from the hospitality itself? For example, someone's bachelor is from economics, can they enter the hospitality for their for a master degree?
Yes, absolutely. So we offer an MBA program, which is actually a leading MBA program for hospitality business within the Netherlands. In terms of the profile that we look at the whole candidate as a whole. So we don't just look at their previous education, but we look at their experience. And for example, within the MBA, they don't actually need to have a bachelor program. If they have enough experience, followed up with a GMAT exam, then they are eligible for, well, if they reach the requirement of the GMAT, then they're eligible to start the MBA program. So we really look for people from many different backgrounds, whether it be economics, or if you really want to turn a whole new leaf, and you come from a science background but look at hospitality, we still encourage you to apply for the MBA program because we really look into every candidate as an individual rather than just the grades of the piece of paper.
Okay, thank you for your explanations. So we move on to next questions. It's actually regarding related to the part-time job while studying in the Netherlands. So is it difficult to find a part-time job while we are studying in the Hague? While in the Hague itself, mostly are international students who do not speak Dutch language. Is it difficult or is it?
It's a very good question. Luckily, the Netherlands is the second most proficient in English in Europe. I think after the UK, which is obviously a native English-speaking country. So in the Netherlands, we're very happy to say that 96% of the population is in some way speaking English. And that means that Dutch is not a huge requirement. And actually on campus here, we actually openly encourage only English to be spoken. In terms of finding a job, of course, it will help if you're able to speak Dutch in terms of broadening your opportunities. However, most international students do get a part-time job. We encourage them to do so. Even as a non-European passport holder, you are allowed to have a part-time job, which is actually around 2 shifts of 8 hours per week, which is quite a lot, actually. So we always encourage them to do that. You can find a job easily within the industry. We have great connections here in Amsterdam and The Hague. For example, at the W Hotel here in Amsterdam, we have a lot of our students working part-time. In The Hague, we have at the Hilton and other properties, and school can assist you to find a job. Within those international hotels, Dutch is really not a requirement because most of the guests in normal times are English speaking and not locals. So they actually really like it if you come with another language. If you come, for example, speaking Indonesian and English, you're already a very attractive candidate for them.
Okay. And I also believe there are quite many Indonesian in the Netherlands. But like, yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes.
one of the main destination for Indonesian people is to study in Netherlands. So we expect to see
Yes,
more
it's
Indonesian faces in Netherlands.
I hope so, because we see that there's a very big and live community of Indonesians here. You just need to go down the street here and there's already 2 Indonesian restaurants. Obviously, there's a history and a cultural history with Indonesia and the Netherlands as well. And we're very proud that that is actually a big population moving here and being represented here. Also within our university, it's a growing population. We would just love more Indonesians, especially because hospitality within your country is going to grow massively in the next 10 to 20 years. You will see exponential growth within hospitality for Indonesia. So it will be great for you to get a European degree and bring that back home and to implement these policies and changes within the industry within Indonesia as well.
Well, that's really interesting. I also believe that the hospitality industry will increase massively in the futures, even though maybe in several parts in Indonesia, we still think that we really need hospitality instead of other like science or economics. Or maybe it will lead to my next questions. How can you differentiate or, for example, mention that hospitality is actually the way to go for the future? So maybe you can encourage the webinar participants to your university compared to other university.
Of course. So for me, I would leave you kind of on this idea to think about. There is a lot of people every year, thousands of students that sign up for a business degree, okay? And a business degree is very broad and can offer you fantastic understanding on how businesses work. But one key problem that business degrees traditionally do not meet is that they do not work on the person skills, the people skills, which at the end of the day is one of the most essential, if not the most important aspect of running a business, especially within the 21st century that we live in now, where every day, you stay in a hotel, you can immediately put your feedback online and give direct feedback to the hotel. But this is not just hotels. This is banks, this is airlines, this is insurance companies, this is car rental companies, this is even science companies, even the vaccine producers. You see, everyone has an opinion on how good the vaccine should be or what level they should get to or which one they want to take. So actually learning hospitality and gaining a hospitality perspective is a really positive thing, because it's not just a way of thinking, it's a way of life. And if you get this hospitality perspective and implement it into everything you do and treat people with respect, understand different cultures, understand different ways of thinking, understand different opinions, this will help you massively in any industry, not just business, not just hospitality, but in any industry. So we truly believe by giving you people skills, by making you confident to speak to 200 people in front of a large crowd, making you confident to meet people from China in a different way than you meet people in the Netherlands, to make you confident in your own ability, is perhaps more important than any of the academic business skills that you will learn, that we will teach you. We will teach you all of the academics. We will give you all of that understanding, but we will give you that extra layer, which is the people skills, the understanding, and the compassionate leadership that we want you to become in the future. And that's why I would say, pick us over any business school any day. But I am biased, so it's up to you to make that decision.
No, that's very impressive explanation, actually, Samuel. Okay, we move on maybe for the last questions. Would you please share us tips and trick how to survive academically and also socially during our life in hotel school for future international students?
Okay. Good question. Well, the first thing I would like to say is, as an international student, you're very well looked after here in the Netherlands. Okay, so firstly, you're well looked after by the Hotelschool The Hague, but you're also well looked after by the Dutch government. We ensure that international students always have a place where they can talk to someone confidentially if they have any issues, whether it be mental, physical, or anything else. There is also a service desk in every Dutch university, meaning that international students can always go to them and ask them, hey, how do I buy a bicycle? What about health insurance? Or how does it work with the trams here? So already when you come to the Netherlands, you're very much catered to and welcomed as an international student. But on a personal level, as someone who is an international student, I'm half British, half Swedish. I'm not Dutch, and I studied here in Hotelschool The Hague. I'm now graduated. But on a personal level, you have to make sure that you understand that you will be living as an adult in the Netherlands. Universities, they treat you as an adult, and that means that your hand will not be held the whole time, and that you will have to make your own decisions and make sure you make the right decisions for yourself. Obviously, we want you to have fun and we want you to have the student experience. Here at Hotelschool, we have fraternities and sororities that you can join, and we have student associations that you can take part in and really have a lot of fun. However, it's important to know that the education in the Netherlands comes first. So when you are studying, there is no parties or no fraternities and sororities if you're not still in the school, right? So you need to make sure that education comes first, and that you pass your exams and pass your schooling, and then make sure you have a fun time alongside with it. My second piece of advice for international students is come here with an open mind. The Netherlands may be quite different to your home country, or maybe different from an experience you've had before. But if you come here with an open mind and an open understanding that you will meet many different people of many different beliefs and opinions, then you will have a great experience. So that is my two pieces of advice. Stay focused and have an open mind.
Wow, I believe it will help a lot to future students from Indonesia when we join the Hotelschool The Hague in the future. Okay, Samuel,
Good.
thank you very much for your presentations, for your explanation. It's very extensive and very well spoken. And we can also see you again on Friday and Saturday during the virtual fair. So every
Yes.
webinars participants, please do join us again during our virtual tour, virtual fair on Friday and Saturday. You can ask more questions to the Hotelschool The Hague about anything about what is your interest, or if you have any question regarding the major that you would like to take, or how about life in the Netherlands. Please do come and visit us at event.ehave.id. So please do not forget and to join us on Friday and Saturday. So Samuel, thank you very much for your time, and we do hope
Thank
to
you
see
so
you
much. It was
again
a
very
pleasure.
soon. And please take
Yes.
care there, and we hope that pandemic will be over soon, so we can um, have our life back to normal. Thank you very much. Bye
Yes.
bye.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.